up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scared money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies. Welcome to the best MLB prop show on God's green earth. I'm your host, Sharpie's Bets, and it's Friday. But we got a special thing on Friday. Today is SpinDoc. It will be his last day on vacation, so he will be back Friday. But we do have a special Ribeyes with Mike, as Tuesday I was at the doctor's, but I still posted my action. And man, oh man, has this week just been fucking amazing. Even with Yoshi fucking me, I did make money that day, but fuck, it could have been like a damn near $1,000 over the last 3 days. But like I say, as always, guys, it doesn't fucking matter. We are 0-0 today, and it matters on what we do today. Now, today is not a day that I like. I am not a under better. I hate betting fucking unders, but when the books tell you and when my book tells me, I gotta fucking listen, guys. And today's theme is...
Oh my God!
It's the fucking Undertaker, guys. Is the first guy we're going to talk about is Dylan Cease at the Reds. Open them up 6+ or 7+ minus 135 on DraftKings. It's now minus 145 on BetMGM. Open them up at 7+ minus 135. Morning was 7+ minus 145 at MGM. It's now minus 148 on FanDuel. Pitching out 17.5 minus 145 to the over. Earn runs 2.5 minus 160 to the under. Projected lineup is 5 lefties, 4 righties. Cease gets the Reds, who over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching are walking 1% worse than league average, striking out just 22% of the time with a top 8 isolated power. And when we look at who they've seen in the last 15 days that I would bet on, it's just one person. But that one person was Jack Flaherty, who went 4.2 innings of work and had just 5 strikeouts. Well, that is the best guy we could ask for if we have just one person to look at, as Flaherty and Cease both use the metric of chase to get involved with either of the two. So, when Cease has had 6 or more who do chase, or the past history takes over the chase, yet either way, 6 people favoring his over, he is 6-0 to the over, averaging 8 strikeouts a game. Now, the time that he's seen 6 guys who don't chase, he is just 1-1 to his K-prop over. Now, if we just go off majority of the lineup, so 5 of the 9, pointing one way or the other, how has he done? Well, when he's faced 5 guys that don't chase, he is 1-3 to the over. So all in all, guys, and the lineup said, if the lineup said under, it's strictly just 2-4 to the over. So the bottom line comes down to, do the Reds chase? And when we run this projected lineup, fuck no, they don't. As this projected lineup, we have one guy who chases. 1. That's in 1. And as an over better, guys, that's just telling me that we're looking at a spot he's already 4-2 to the under in, when just 5 guys are in it. And the books are giving us a 6.5 minus 150 to the over. It did get bet down, but then it came back up to the minus 150 spot. So they are taking over action in this. And there's only one way to fucking look. and that way is to go under. I'm just not sure if I have the testicles to have a card full of unders today, but that is the only way I can look, as well as RotoWire showing some rain in the game as it starts at 7:10, and we have isolated thunderstorms projecting around 9 p.m. So this is a pay attention and check up before the game time, as it shows mass thunderstorms all day yesterday with Ryan, or 2 days ago with Ryan. Yet 30 minutes to game time, I checked again and it was clear skies, so I went. So it's hard to project Mother Nature. Is it projected to come at 9 still at 7 o'clock when they start? And does she come early? We don't get to fucking decide. It came early versus the Rockies the other day when I bet on fucking Yoshi, and those guys even said in 26 years of calling games in Colorado, they never seen the rain come in so fast. The wind just took it and pushed it to where the rain was coming in sideways, and they had a problem shutting their door down to lock it down. So got to pay attention to Mother Nature, and if Mother Nature is there, then there's only one way you can go, and that's under. So Mother Nature right now is telling us she can get involved at the time. And we've got 8 guys not chasing in this lineup. There's no way I could even think of going over here. Next guy on the board is going to be Mick Abel at the Braves. These fucking nicotine mints are powerful, man. Ooh, boy. Morning line, 3.5 minus 138 at FanDuel. It's now minus 130 on DraftKings. Pitching outs 14.5 minus 155 to the over. Earned runs 2.5 minus 135 to the over. Projected lineup is 5 lefties, 4 righties. Abel gets the Braves, who over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching are walking 2% better than league average, striking out 22% of the time with a bottom 3 isolated power. And to be honest, I think this is a whole strikeout better if the kid has had any decent matchups. And when we look at his metrics, we see a guy who lives in the zone 11% better than league average with good zone contact, yet has an issue getting people to chase, and his chase contact is 4% worse than league average. Well, I'm going to tell you it's hard to put much on anything other than his zone contact is actually way better than it shows. As in the 5 games he has played this year, 4 of those 5 teams he faced are at least 1% better than league average than zone contact, with 3 of those teams being better than league average at chase contact as well. As the only team that he's seen that is worse than league average at both is the Pittsburgh Pirates, where this man had himself a day and put up a 9-pack. And he hasn't had more than 3 in any other. Hence why we get a juice 3.5. Well, the Braves are the Braves. And yes, their numbers don't say they're not striking out, as they seen the Mets, and Griffin Canning was torching him until he tore his Achilles. We bet Udi Perez. He didn't go 5 innings. He gave up 3 runs, but he had 6 punch outs. And those are the only guys that I've seen that I'd even look to bet from the right-handed side. And I wouldn't even bet Canning personally. I was just listening to the game because it was the only one on. So all in all, these Braves numbers are putrid and can be picked on, well, at least for the next week or so, as Profar is in the in the minors taking rehab games. And when they add this man to the lineup with the likes of Verdugo, Baldwin, and Albies, you've now got 4 really good zone contact, chase contact guys in that lineup, even though the meat of the order is pick-onable. So all in all, guys, I run this projected lineup for zone contact with chase contact, as I don't believe chase is the issue, as teams like the Blue Jays chase, he had just 2 strikeouts, and the Pirates don't chase, yet he had 9. So zone contact is the thing that stands out, and this projected lineup, I come with 5 guys worse than league average at zone contact, yet I come up with 6 of the 9 better than league average at chase contact. Now, this ain't the end-all, be-all, as I do want the actual lineup, and can we get Murphy for Baldwin? And then I may see myself unable tonight, as the meat of his strikeouts will come from the top 4 batters in this projected lineup, with Ozuna and Riley being candidates who can strike out multiple times. So the over is there. I'm just not sure if I'm willing to eat the juice after the top 4 guys. It can get real dicey, as we have Baldwin, Albies, and Verdugo, all who are elite at zone contact and chase contact, with the 9-hole and Allen having good zone contact and league average at chase contact. So it's there. I just don't know if he gets too much more than that the way this lineup is projected. And for me to get in, I've got to at least have 1.5 more projected than what I'm seeing. So give me Murphy, and you will definitely change the likes of my ideas. Now, we have scattered thunderstorms from 4 to 8 p.m. with possible showers after in this game. And I'm 3.5 hours from there. And these thunderstorms have had a fuck ton of lightning. And if any lightning is in the game, it has to be suspended for a minimum of an hour from the last strike. As I learned that the hard way 3 years back while betting Gosman in the Rockies, as he had 6 strikeouts through 4 innings. Oh, fucking Yoshi status shit. And then the lightning came. Maybe I just need to stop betting Colorado games. No, I had such a good fucking man. I should have laddered Yoshi. I had 150 on him. He was a bigger bet for me that day. Looking at the pitch clock on StatCast on the way these pitches breaks has been so much money for me that I just can't let shit go anymore, even if I haven't seen him pitch. Now, Yoshi did pitch there 5 innings last year. But if you look at his splitter, it moves side to side in the same direction as Lodolo's curveball and Luzardo's slurve. You want side-to-side movement, not downward movement. His curveball was Valdez's frame where it hit the 7, where it went side to side, and Valdez fucking had 10 strikeouts in the thin air. So I knew Yoshi was going to kill it, and they fucking fucked me by the thunder and the rain. And that right here is the reasoning why if I probably, even with, I see him getting 4 if he can make it through this game with no thunderstorm, but I've got to make sure that I can get at least 6. So if something goes sideways, I'm still there. But I see 4 in the first 4 alone, guys. So it's just, can we get these Mother Nature to coincide? And that's been a problem for me this year. Now, do follow Keith Roth, guys, on Twitter, as he is really good at this shit. And happened to be in the fucking plane, and he posted it. I'll be on the plane for the next 2 hours. Can't post anything. And that was during the Rockies fucking game, so I guess I'll take that one on the fucking chin. But is what it is till it ain't. Logan Gilbert at the Rangers is the next guy we're going to talk about. Morning line is 6.5 minus 130 on DraftKings. It's still the same. Pitching out 17.5 minus 200 to the over. Earn runs 1.5 minus 175 to the over. It's now minus 185. Projected lineup is 5 lefties and 4 righties. Gilbert has a divisional matchup with the Rangers, where over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching, they're walking 2% better than league average. That doesn't matter versus a guy like Gilbert, striking out just 20.5% of their at-bats with a middle-of-the-pack ISO. And with it being a divisional matchup, we have a boatload of past history. As in 166 at-bats, Gilbert is only striking them out at a 24% clip, yet it is skewed. As guys with 9 at-bats or more and striking out less than 20% of the time are Smith, Langford, Seager, and Simeon, the projected top 4, where Gilbert is only striking them out at a 16.6% clip in 72 at-bats. So from afar, guys, it already ain't looking good. Yet when we look at Gilbert's metrics, he is my right-handed version of Chris Sale. He is great at everything, as this year he is league average at being in the zone, though through his career he is 3% better than league average. And when we have a guy who throws 4 pitches to both sides of the plate and he's in the zone, I'm looking for zone contact as well as swing percentage. As if you're going to take versus guys like Gilbert and Sale, good fucking luck. Then we're definitely hitting the over, guys, as when Gilbert gets you on an 0-2 to a 2-2 count, so a 2-strike count, he is striking you out near 54% of the time. That's damn near tops in the league. And if he gets you to a full count, he is striking you out 42% of the time while walking you 23% of the time. That is 25% of the time he's given up a hit. That means he's not throwing a fucking fastball down the dick of Broadway like Lodolo does on a 3-2 count. This dude is going to challenge you with his best shit. So, The past history says no. The top half of the lineup, at least. And the Rangers over the last 15 days say no. Well, I go look at who they've seen, and they haven't seen one person I would bet on in the last 15 days. They had a series with the Pirates, no Skeens. Series with the Twins, no Ryan. Orioles, Royals, and White Sox, who, come on now, do I have to say it? They don't have a right-handed pitcher. I'm looking to back. So these numbers are as fraudulent as they come. Now, this will be the second time this year Gilbert has seen the Rangers, where back on April 13th, he went 5 innings, gave up 1 run, and had 7 punch-outs. Yet that lineup compared to this lineup is totally drastic. We have 4 of the 9 that were in there April 13th that are no longer on this team. Berger, or they're either on the IL or been DFA'd. Berger, Peterson, Harris, and Tavares. All guys you could pick on. Well, one thing I've noticed this year is that the Rangers ain't the Rangers we have come accustomed to. I've got 6 guys league average or worth zone contact with 6 guys who swing in the zone. So all in all, this comes down to 2 things. Corey fucking Seager being one of them. As his career, he has been elite at zone contact, yet this year he is 2% worse than league average. And if that's the case, his 3 strikeouts and 25 at-bats versus Gilbert is about to be a couple more. So what Seager do we get? As I look at his splits, guys, and it seems like he may be coming to the back of his baseball card, as he has walked 16 times this month with no more than 6 in any other prior. And last year, 16 would have put him on his average of his good months. So the first thing is, does he get Seager or not? And the second is lineup construction. As the other 3 guys in the top 4, not being Seager, has only struck out to him 15.7% of their 56 at-bats, with Simeon being the only one who grades out as guys who swing in the zone as well as make zone contact, where the top 2 guys, the other 2 guys being, is it Smith and lineups? One second. Got multiple books for multiple things. The top 2 guys. So Smith and Langford, guys, are both great at zone contact, yet take pitches. You can't take pitches versus this man, but they have shown in their 25 at-bats to only strike out 3 times. So this may be a get in live spot. If he hits this number, it may be dead on 7. It may be a get in live. Like, I have no problem paying 6.5. It's already minus 130 right now. It's not going to be more than minus 150 if he gets one of those guys in the first with 15 pitches or less. I'll pay the fucking juice then. It's worth paying the juice, knowing that the meat of the order is coming and he got somebody he wasn't supposed to get. So all in all, right now, I'm going to just let Gilbert be on the K prop and look to get in live. Now, going back to 2022, he has seen them 11 times, the Rangers, with 6 quality starts and allowing more than 3 runs in just one of those 11 games. So yeah, I may not bet his K prop, but the team total under is definitely starting to ring my bell. And depending on the lineup, I'll look at the same game parlay and maybe pull his strikeouts down with the team total under as well. I think Gilbert shoves today. I just don't know if the strikeouts are there. I can see 5 at worst, and I can see him landing on 7. It is really worth paying the extra 20 cents in juice to see if he strikes out the top 3 or 4. The top 4 in the first time through. If he gets one of them, pay the fucking juice live, and we're going to get 7. If he doesn't get one of them, we're going to get a juiced out 5.5. And that is for sure a live parlay piece, taking him down to 5 with the team total. So looking to back Gilbert, just not sure if it's his strikeouts. Next guy is Dustin May at the Royals. Morning line, 4.5 minus 140, or 3.5 minus 140 on DK. It's still the same. Pitching out 17.5 minus 125 to the over. Earn runs 2.5. Minus 125 to the over. Projected lineup, 5 lefties, 4 righties. May gets the Royals, who over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching are walking league average, striking out 3rd least in the league, just 18.8% of their at-bats, while having a bottom 8 isolated power. And man, did I learn a lot about May last week while losing money. Yes, I had him to win the game. That's not what I learned. I learned so much by listening to the radio, guys, while I listen to games. And normally, this time of the year, guys, we're not talking about a guy who's already pitched more than 30 innings ever in his career. But we're at that spot. And I wouldn't even have thought to look at that unless I heard that in the game. Now, going back to 2019, he hasn't thrown more than 56 innings of work. He's already at 78 this year. My theory, guys, and that I've used for years, my rule, is after 30 innings, I need to see something to back because it's not an end-all, be-all. Some guys can push through and go. Some guys like Abbott every year has hit that fucking wall. And Dustin May, it seems like he's hit that fucking wall. Well, May this year, guys, like I said, he's been dominant and good for the Dodgers. I believe he's gone 5 innings or more in every start, and he's one of 2 pitchers who's done that this year. So give him his credit where it's due. But in his first 9 starts, he only gave up 3 runs 4 times. Yet in his last 5 games, where it happens to be past his innings he's ever pitched, he's given up 3 runs or more 4 of the last 5. So that tells me, man, is this kid is hitting a wall right now. And damn if all damns, is this a Royals spot? Because, yeah, I don't know if I can look to back him. Now, let's talk his strikeouts. Funny shit, I learned another thing from listening to the game last week. May has a miserable 21.2 strikeout percentage on the year. Yet he is one of the elite strikeout pitchers in the game if he gets you to 2 strikes. As anything from 0-2 to 2-2, he is striking you out on average 45% of the time. No, nothing less than 45% of the time. There were some 50s in there. And then we look at the 3-2 count. It is 46% of the time while walking you 27% of the time. That is fucking elite when he gets you to 2 strikes. That is Chris Sale type fucking shit. So 21.2% though is not Chris Sale shit. So now, guys, I've always looked at zone contact for the way to bet this man. But now I'm going to start looking at more things. StatCast gives us lots that we can look at, guys, here. We can look at guys who swing at first pitch. We want guys who's going to take. We can look at zone contact and as well as zone swing percentage. Zone swing percentage is guys who take. First pitch strike is obvious. It's going to tell you if they're above league average or not. And then zone contact. And when I run this lineup, guys, we have where I could see May getting 4, if not 5. But I could see 4 fucking happening here, guys. As Caglione, Raven, Waters are the 3 bad guys at zone contact, and they're in the bottom half of their lineup. Now, we do have Garcia and India who take first pitch and take pitches in the zone, but have good zone contact. Those 2 guys are putting themselves in danger. Danger. So the fact is if he gets either India or Garcia, I could see him landing on 4, if not 5. I'm not looking to go over in this spot personally, but I really don't think it's an under spot either. Though, when we look at what May has done when he's faced teams this year that have had zone contact with 6 people better, like this Royals projected lineup, he is 1-2 is over, averaging just 3 strikeouts a game, with 5 being his best. So, guys, this is a spot where like I said, I need 1.5 more to get in, and I'm not seeing 1.5 more. I'm seeing exact if best, and maybe look to, let's go back fucking, Dustin May versus a team not hitting like the Royals. Well, I did that versus the Nationals, and he gave up 3 runs. And over his last 5 fucking games, the Padres weren't hitting who put up 3 runs, and the Cleveland Guardians weren't hitting who put up 3 runs. I cannot trust Dustin May right now. He needs to put 2 good fucking starts together, quality starts. 5 innings, 3 runs is not a fucking quality start. 6 innings is. All right? So until I see 2 quality starts, I can't even look to back May. And it may be a spot, guys, where if you're looking for dogs, that may be a dog right there. Merrill Kelly is the last guy we're going to talk about, guys, before we get into the hitting part of this. And his line was 5.5 plus 110 this morning on MGM. It is now plus 105. Pitching outs, 18.5 minus 175 to the under. Earn runs, 2.5 minus 155 to the under. Projected lineup is 5 righties and 4 lefties. Kelly gets the Marlins, who over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching are the mirror image of the Royals over the last 2 weeks. It is. They're walking league average, striking out just 18.8% of their at-bats with a bottom 8 isolated power. Now, this is something I've noticed all year with Kelly, and it reminds me of Gilbert 2 years back and Jack Flaherty last year. And that is, they just don't know how to line Merrill Kelly. As when it says no, he goes over. When it says yes, he goes over. And they refuse to put him higher than a 5.5, as he is 9-1 to his K prop over his last 10, while being a 4.5 in half of those games, averaging near 7 strikeouts a game. And now he gets a team where back on April 15th, Kelly danced underwater and didn't get wet, as he went 6 innings with 9 punch-outs. Now, I've only bet Kelly 3 times this year, and in those spots, he has nothing less than 7, averaging 9 strikeouts a game. And it has been the same thing that I looked for this year that I did last year. Whiff percentage with chase contact, as he has hit his over in all but one game this year where he's had 5 in each who whiffed and had bad chase contact, with the loss having an asterisk next to it, where Gallen had 13 the night before. And if you hear me talk, I will talk all the time. I can't back a guy after a guy has a career day. And if I do, it's got to be small. So at the end of the day, do we have the whiff and chase contact to bet Kelly? Because if we do, we have to ladder him, as he has shown this is the metrics where he has had his best games. And this goes back to last year as well, as you can't whiff to a guy who throws 5 pitches to each side of the plate with different movement on them all. And a guy who shows his chase contact is 3% better than league average this year, through his career is actually 3% worse. So that's why I still key in on the chase contact. In this projected lineup, I have 5 guys who don't whiff, yet 6 guys with bad chase contact. Now, 3 of the top 4, and Edwards, Lopez, and Ramirez, are elite at both, with Sanchez, Stowers, and Norby being worse than league average at both. And when I check his lineups page, he has seen 2 teams this year who's had 5 who whiffed, yet 6 who were bad at chase contact. He is 0-2 to the over, having just 2 and 4 strikeouts in those games respectfully. Now, the last time he has seen them, guys, back on April, whatever the hell, he had Mervis, Pauly, and Conine in this lineup. All guys either on the IL or not on this team anymore. All guys who are worse than league average at both of the metrics that I just chased. And in those 2 games where it said that he didn't hit, it wasn't like they were good teams. The Braves are very pick-onable, and the Orioles are very pick-onable. The fact is he got 2 and 4 in those spots. So give me this projected lineup, and gosh dang it, man, I hate this, but so yeah, today is not my day. I like to bet freaking overs, and a lot of these things are telling me that I have to bet the fucking under. I hate betting unders. I've only bet 11 all fucking year. Like, if I can count how many I've bet, you know I fucking hate them. I'm 6-5 now because I'm a cuck, and I love donating my money on unders for some fucking reason. But Cease and Kelly are telling me with these projected lineups that I gotta fucking go under. Gilbert's telling me that he could end on 7. May's telling me he could end on 4. Not enough for me just to get my dick out and put a lot of money on it. But yeah, today may be a day where I have more unders bet than strikeouts than overs bet. And that may be a first ever in my life. And I don't know if I could fucking stomach that personally. So it may be a light day. I may just fucking put them in and fucking pray to God and not watch baseball. But I will tweet out all my action as always. But while I mule them over, it's time to mule over the biggest thing spotted this side of fucking Australia.
So big. We said it, man. Speedway
I am never going back in the water.
Me either. No way.
That's it.
Ah,
That's the biggest thing I've ever seen.
stuff summer.
No. Let's go to the local pool. Look at the size of that thing.
Let's go to the local pool. I'm not going to no fucking ocean, mate.
They're all just in disbelief going, oh my God.
Bro, the thing that when he says, like, I've never seen something big like this before, I just think, oh man, you got a small cock. I'm gonna start calling my thing Megalodon or something, like, no more little Roquan Johnson, that I've called him Roquan for so long because the football player Roquan Johnson, I just think that's a cock name. So yeah. Appreciate you for stopping in today, guys, as SpinDoc is on vacation. Appreciate you, Spin, for dropping in. And we got Ribeyes to talk.
Yeah, man. Mama, these boys are doing it again. Here we go. 3-1 after last appearance last week there. So gotta run it back. Like you said.
Oh, fuck, dude. I forgot. That Rafael Devers prop, dude, should have been like $1,000 bet. That was gold. That was straight gold.
They're giving him standing O's. He's happy to be out there.
They're still giving him standing O's. It's crazy.
We're going to talk about that game. We're not going to go on the Rafi spot here. They've dropped the IL here. They're just giving them the old Rafi format. But a couple of games today that I was really, we're kind of right around that sweet spot when we're navigating this playing field today. Man, I don't even know which one I want to start with here. How about we go right off the gate? Let's talk a little bit about. Let's go to the Mets game. I'm not a big fan of these Mets, but you can't ignore what their performances have looked like on the bats. And the funny thing about this guy in Juan Soto is a lot of slander. You bring this guy in, he signs a $350 million contract. He opts not to go to the Yankees, and all they're doing is like, oh, he doesn't look right. That little wiggle, jiggle, whatever it is that he's doing out there, the Soto shuffle's not happening, and everyone's kind of in up arms about this guy. But he just set a record for the month of June performance in offensive baseball for the New York Mets. Silent assassin is this guy, priced at plus 135. Here's the plus 135 price tag for me. It's kind of the low end of where I want to get involved. His over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, right? So in theory, somewhere around there, he's getting 3-pack. That's the same price tag. So we've got a situation now where I think they're looking at it saying, hey, the wind's blowing out. Juan Soto's heating up. And we're going to get him at the right time. Not to mention he's got Mitch, the bitch Keller, against a lefty at a 283 as Mitch's batting or ERA performance out there. On the other side of things, look, Soto's that lefty. He's been mopping. He's number 3 in the order. He's got Lindor and Nimmo in front of him. And I think he's a good spot for us to go out there. Wind, again, as I mentioned, 8 miles an hour. Blowing dead center, right down the dick is what it looks like right now. We'll see how that moves by game time. But a plus 135, we're going to kick the card off. A little Soto shuffle here with an RBI for plus 135.
Man, I'm gonna tell you some stuff I don't bet Keller, but I already know about him, so I'm just gonna pull his StatCast up real quick.
Yeah.
So Juan Soto is one of the best zone contact, chase contact guys in the fucking league. We've got Mitch Keller, who throws 7% more than league average in the zone, and has 4% worse than league average zone contact, and has a problem getting guys to chase. That all adds up to he's going so if he fucking throws to Soto today, might be a runs RBIs plus type spot too, like a hits runs RBIs.
I actually looked at the 2+. I thought a little bit about some 2+ RBI action. So we'll stay tuned. Like some of these lower price tags where you've got kind of all those favorable conditions. We're at that point of the season where we know that if he's going to get 1, he's going to get 2. And that's the way it typically goes. We'll talk about one of these guys that's got a ton of RBIs, but they stack him up. He's popping 2 or 3 in a game, and that's why you look at a number and you see 35 here. But I like some Soto, man. We'll take a shot with this Mets team. No longer the best team in the NL East, albeit we'll move on over to another NL East team that you might not like the pick. You might not agree with anything I have to say, but look, baseball And the reason that we find success year in and year out is this law of large numbers. I came from an insurance side of things where we're dealing with like group health insurance for companies with 1,000 employees plus. And it's all about predictability and the law of large numbers. The bigger the sample, the bigger the pool, the more predictability you have when it comes down to who's going to get, whether it be in healthcare cases, who's going to get the chronic illness, or when it comes to the baseball cases, who's going to go out there and smack the fucking cover off the ball. And it's got to be a Kyle Schwarber. I mean, this is my opinion here. Bottom line, this team just got nuked. They were embarrassed. They scored 1 run in 3 games against the Houston Astros. Not going to cut it. And then you look at it overall, they're coming off of they had another series out there against the divisional rivals. Now they're firing up against an Atlanta team out there. Sometimes you look at the player. Sometimes you ride that hot streak. We're talking a little bit about Juan Soto. Sometimes you look at those law of large numbers and say, this team scored 1 run in 100 at-bats over the last 3-4 games. That ain't sustainable. And at the end of the day, we get a little plus factor. It's a ballpark that likes to puke up runs. RBI threat galore here down in hot Atlanta. Another divisional rivalry, but man, you want to talk about how these two intersecting points come together. A team that scores 1 run and a guy that should just fucking crush it. Last 7 games out there, 22 at-bats, 5 runs. 5 runs, 7 games. They scored 1 run the last 3 games of that series against the Astros. Think about that. Something ain't right. Those numbers don't add up out there. He only did have 1 RBI here, but look, 229 for Elder. Batting average, lefty-righty spots out there. Schwarber's not afraid to go club it on the road. He's hitting just a little over a 240 out there. Not the best of numbers, but a team that's got, we're going to smash it written all over it here. I think, by the way, live fucking dog tonight. If you're not putting something on the Phillies tonight, you're not following baseball the way you should be. And I don't care. Yeah, it's Elder, but it's Mick Abel, man. This is the kid. He's the wonder kid. He ain't no Chaz that we saw the other day, but that should be enough to fire this team up. They win when he's out there. Schwarber's got to be the guy. And don't matter if we don't have any, Bryce Harper's yet. They're talking about Bryce Harper coming back. They're saying, he'll go the other. He'll play righty if we need more righties in the lineup. He doesn't care, but I think it's a good spot here for this Phillies team to get right after that demoralizing series. We did cash 3 straight unders in that series, but let's see some offense tonight.
What'd you get Schwarber at?
Plus 160.
I loved those Houston Philly games, bro. I made so much money in that. Yesterday, I made 4 bets in there, went 3-1 in that game. Fuck. Didn't know Sanchez was going to strike out 11. I thought there was going to be some more double plays, but whatever.
I caught some K props. I caught some unders. The only thing I didn't catch was some Phillies parlayed with the unders. So still got profitable in that thing. But I didn't think they would get shut out three or not shut out.
They went up against 2 of the top 5 pitchers, be the lefty or righty, dog. But it being Hunter fucking Brown, the best pitcher in baseball right now, and Framer Valdez, a top 5 fucking lefty, like year in and year out. Not talking strikeouts, talking ERA, bro. Like this dude is that dude. And then him at home, where the ground ball scene, like, come on, bro. That was such.
Well, once it was lined up to be an under, it was like, all right, let me just get this under money and move in the right direction. So, hey, let's keep it rolling. Let's move on down the line. Let's go to man, I might have a 5-pack today. Let's take a look at this.
Is my mic?
Am I there?
No, it muted me. It told me on my screen that my microphone went out. So is it back on?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. Sorry about that, fellas.
I got a bad connection on one of mine too. So if I accidentally whack it or jiggle it in the wrong way, it mutes me and I don't even realize it until someone's like, You've been talking for 5 minutes and we can't hear you.
It goes bloop bloop in my ear, and I looked and I was like, "What the fuck, stupid fuck?" No, but definitely, it's just they face 2 dogs, bro. Is what happened, and that's what's gonna happen. That's playoff baseball right there too. Like those 2 teams have seen each other in the World Series. They're gonna play good baseball. Like it just is those were easy unders.
Yeah, they were 7s. Every game was a 7.
In Houston, don't hit good lefties, okay? Yep. They just don't. And Suarez dicked them down, and Sanchez, who's a top 5 pitcher in the National League, dicked him down.
Well, let's talk about dicking this team down here in this White Sox squad. San Francisco Giants, Rate Field going on the road out there. I talked about just a few minutes ago, the laws of large numbers and the ability from a predictability and the unpredictable, if you follow what I'm saying, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. What we can look at here is the San Francisco Giants team that's ranking around 24th, 25th in offensive baseball the last 10 days or so, last 14 days, despite Rafi coming into this lineup there and Devers getting her figuring it out. There's still some question marks to be had, and I expect that. When you bring in a new talent, you got a new alpha. Right? There's a new fucking pecking order that's rolling around that locker room. It ain't just let, Julio Ramos go out there and swing his meat around there, right? Like you gotta pay some homage to this guy and Rafi that's coming over, and the fans love him. So they're treating him like he's the second coming. I don't know if that's entirely warranted, but it's a fun story to see out there. He was not happy with what was going on in Boston for sure. But I do think what that does is it's a step back to take two steps forward, right? In other words, you're reconstructing your lineup. You're trying to figure out where guys are going to fit together. They're all trying to figure out how this guy's going to react to getting slapped in the nuts with a towel after the shower. All that stuff goes into the play. But now you're in a position where you're looking at these guys, and look, there's some predictability we have out there with some of these guys. And we're going to go to the number 6 spot on the San Francisco lineup.
I fucking knew it, bro. I don't like that they moved him back to the 6 hole, but it's a great RBI spot if people are on.
Savale is a pile of used jockstraps. I mean, that's the bottom line out there. This guy's a 5.03 ERA. To say he's average does the rest of the average pitchers an injustice out there. He should be a lot better than he is, but bottom line is he's given up way too many ducks on the pond. He's got a 351 OBP. And look, his last 2 starts on top of that, since the old trade, 15 total hits, 12 innings pitched. That's the numbers you want when you're going to try to pick somebody out of that order that's going to go out there and drive some runs in. So we talked about Devers. We've got Yastrzemski. We've got Ramos. We've got Flores. All these guys are very capable of getting on base. We're going to take a swing here for a plus 145 price tag with good old Willie Adames. Pick some Willie in our life here. Bottom line for this guy, his numbers just warrant an absolute crusher right now. Savale in the lefty-righty matchup sucks against righties. He's a 325. He's one of the worst lineups on the card today when it comes to lefty-righty matchups. Horrible. That's a guy you want to isolate and pick on. Then you look at a guy in Willie Adames, and look, 368 and 961 over his OPS over his last 7 games. Fact that he hits deep in the lineup to me in this case isn't a slight. It just means there's people that are going to be on there in front of him, and he's shown that consistency with contact. Yeah, this team's 24th, 25th in offensive baseball, but I think we can pick on this dude here and expect Savale to puke his nuts up and do exactly what he does out there. Good for the White Sox, but they lost 7 of their last 10 games, and probably this is an extended run line for San Francisco to go out there and kick the shit out of these boys.
So would you get that number at?
Plus 145.
I don't like the fact, or another person that I'd actually look at, especially now that all that good shit you just talked about, Willie Adames, is I'd look at Adames's double today. I know that sounds crazy, but you just talked about it. And the guy behind him who used to bat in the top of the lineup, who's their best hitter, period. If Adames or anybody sitting on third base and Jung Ho Lee comes up the fucking bat, he is going to get an RBI. This guy is going to put the ball in fucking play. Like, just look,
this guy is blue. He's getting an RBI.
that's Luis Arias Jr. right there, fellas. Just different shades of skin. They don't strike out, bro.
Adame's double is plus 380. I mean, that's telling you something right there.
On these free home run bets, bro, I've been backing them with a $10 bet on the fucking double, and I hit it with Bellinger versus Lodolo. I was like, dude, Lodolo struggles lefty on lefty, struggles with zone contact. This guy's good at zone. He went 3 for 3 off of him with a triple and a double. You fucking punk didn't hit a home run.
Bitch. But that's what you get the free token for.
Hey, free token. Hey, and they got me because I thought I used the free token and I didn't. So I'm pissed.
Oh, no. Oh,
like
that's the worst.
It's wasted $20 on O'Hearn.
Oh, no. I hate when that happens.
That's only $20, bro. That's all they'll let me bet. But they're giving me a lot, like $100, $200 shit promos now for other things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been trying to crack away at some of these 3, 4, 5 leg parlays and catch that. I got like $200, $250 maxes on them. You can catch a 3-legger.
Yes, bro. But I can't find a 3-legger yet.
Yeah,
So
I've
bet
been
250, you get $100 back automatically for a 3-game same game parlay.
that's a big one.
And DraftKings is giving me 10 of them. I had so many where it's an easy 2. Like I bet Brown at 7, but I pull him down to 5. I
Yeah.
bet the freaking first 5 under 5.5. I'll pull it up to 6.5. These are all
Sure.
single bets, and I couldn't find just one more. They wouldn't let me put Sanchez's earned runs on there with it under 2.5. I couldn't find the third. Same with the crochet game. I couldn't find the third. I'm having these easy 2, but the third.
It wouldn't let me parlay. It's funny you mentioned that because there was a spot I went to do a parlay with an adjusted pitching prop, and it wouldn't same game parlay it for me. I don't know if it was because the juice. I don't know what happened there. But
Hey, sometimes, bro, you'll notice they'll let you do a 5+ on the parlay, but if you go down to 4, they say void. They won't let you do it.
Yeah, it won't.
They know his dead number is 4.
Right.
If at worst, like those are the shady ones.
And it was the total. It was I forgot what game it was, but there was a total factored in there too that I wanted to take it up to 8 from the 7.5 that it was sitting at, and they were like, "Nope, you're not doing that."
And on Tuesday on the Sports Money Network during the live stream that we had, because I was today Tuesday, Friday. I was like, never mind, don't even fucking matter. We don't do a stream. You do a stream, but we talked about taking the under the night before of Mizorowski and Skeens. I was like, bro, it's gonna go to a 6.5, and even the 6.5 cashed.
Yeah.
But it's about getting the better numbers. Like a lot of these times I'm betting team totals the night before. I bet the under 5.5 Valdez. I mean, no, it was the Hunter Brown Sanchez game at -110. It got up to -145 by the morning.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to get in on under full games or team totals. If you think it's that wrong, get in.
Well, you had to get in on that one too, because wasn't that final score 4-2 in that Brewers game? So I mean, it wasn't like you were cruise control with that under. And then
it got shaky at the end.
You know, and that's the difference between. I mean, we bet it Tuesday night going into Wednesday. I woke up Wednesday. I was like, "What the fuck's open in my kitty right now?" And I was like, "Oh, that's right." And then I saw it was 6.5, so we beat the line move there, which was excellent. Hey, you mentioned a guy I want to jump in on. Let's talk a bit of Cody Bellinger action here. Probably one of the sneakier spots I think on the card tonight against the Athletics. Hot as balls, so we've got weather that's promoting fucking runs. Showers potentially likely, so I don't love that from a game perspective. I got to do a better job of staying away from those. But, there's something going on in this New York lineup here. And here's another team that we just talked about, the Phillies, that kind of fell off the shtick there against the Astros. The Yankees kind of went through their slump out there. And look, Grisham, Judge, Rice, Stanton, Chisholm, they got a lot of lineup that's not going to continue to struggle forever. So you got to try to find the price tag when you can. And, we talk about Mitch the Bitch Keller. We got Mitch Spence on the other side of things here for the Oakland Athletics coming into the big club. Playing out there in Sacramento. Nobody really rooting for them. They kind of stink at home. It's a home run ballpark. And now they're going to go under the bright lights. I think it's a bad spot, even though they got Will Warren on the other side of things here. He's not horrible. And I'm looking at Cody Bellinger. The thing that jumped out to me is an extra day off. They yanked him out of the lineup for one of those games and gave him that extra day off. So I like to try to find something that's going, like when the general manager is trying to get this guy to start cooking or somebody to start cooking. We took a Chisholm RBI and home run last week because we said this lineup stinks and it's got to be a guy deep in the order that's going to mix things up a little bit. And sure enough, that day he fires. I'm looking at Cody Bellinger here in the 4 spot, and I say, well, first and foremost, next to, and there's a little bit of an asterisk to this statement, but next to Aaron Judge, this guy's hitting the best at Yankee Stadium. Home or road splits out there. Now you can look at the numbers and say, well, Giancarlo Stanton's got a 316. Dude, the guy's got 19 at-bats. He just came back like a week ago. You're looking at Cody Bellinger with 147 at-bats. He's got the most of anybody on the team at home out there. So he's in the 4 hole for a reason. He's playing off that lefty-righty matchup out there, which we know he's at 227, but I talked earlier about the 350. Mitch Spence against lefties is a 321, so he struggles out there. And at the end of the day, 18 at-bats, 5 hits, no RBIs. Extra day off in there. That Yankees lineup did do some struggle, and I think these guys come back. They get a little bit of rest. They can change their routine. They can sleep in a little bit. They can do whatever it is that they do. They come back, they're fired up, and it's plus 150 to take Cody Bellinger to smack an RBI today. So I think it's a great spot. I think we do see some runs in this game. I hope the weather holds, but hey, Cody Bellinger at plus 150 seems like good money to me. I got one more spot.
Man, I like it. Let's talk.
I'll tell you, this is one of those spots. I don't know. The only way this could be a bad spot is if the Astros do the Astros things that we just talked about what they were doing out there against the Phillies. And it's the Cubs. And I don't know that that's the case in this spot here because these Cubs are starting to heat up that, despite my thought process of a team shuts out and then they fire back, this Cubs team's offense has found a way to shut a team out twice in a row. They're banging away out there. And there's two guys in the 2 and 3 spot. I'm going to tell you my deductive process of how I came to the guy that I'm getting involved with here, but it's Kyle Tucker. I'm a sucker for Tucker. And it's Seiya Suzuki. And why wouldn't you want to lefty or righty? Here's the situation that we have to look at. And I had to go deep because Brandon Walter, this fucking guy, 6 innings pitched, a lot of contact. Now his ERA at home is better than when he's on the road. 9 hits, 7 runs, 2 home runs his last start out there. So very much gettable, I guess is the way I would describe it. And I looked at these two guys and I said, well, which of the two? They're both priced at 160. Doesn't matter which one you take from a pricing perspective. I had to dig deep. They both have 28 at-bats. Tucker's got 6 runs to Suzuki's 4. However, more RBIs out of the Suzuki side of things here. 22 RBIs against the American League versus Tucker's just 9. 35 RBIs on the road versus Tucker's 30. Deep. We had to scrub deep down the lineup to come up with the Suzuki spot there, but plus 160 to get involved here and look to see him crack. I like Tucker being on base and Suzuki cleaning him up as opposed to what I've seen traditionally is Tucker drives in half, and then I'm sitting there with Suzuki going, there's no ducks on the pond. I think it's reverse order today. I think Suzuki gets there at plus 160. He's got the better numbers, the more consistency against the AL, and Kyle Tucker's probably going to be a Dodger next year.
Hey, I don't know if they're willing to bite the bullet for Kyle Tucker. I think they will keep the trade people honest. They'll keep a fair deal price out there, but I don't think the Dodger fans are going to ever allow an Astros player that was on that team. They're not going to let him live, bro. Every game, you're going to have 50,000 of your own people booing you. We will boo fucking Justin. We'll boo him, Kyle Tucker. I don't give a fuck if he wins the World Series for us. He stole one from us too, and they were looking into that with Bregman as well too, bro. And were throwing stuff out, and Dodgers fan base just kept coming back. Like they're not gonna forget this for a while. So I think they keep the bidding fair, but I don't think they bring in Tucker. Do I want Tucker on my team? Fuck, bro. Who don't? Yeah, let's just keep him off the Padres and Giants if we have to.
Fair enough.
Because Buster Posey over there fucking swinging for fences, pulling for Devers, Adames. They ain't done. They're not done.
All-Star breaks around the corner. We know there's going to be a lot of movement when it comes to trade deadline, and baseball gives you like 6 different trade deadlines, so plenty of guys to get moving around the baseball lineups here.
And I started looking at your Walter guy because it's, just pulling up his StatCast. He is terrible at zone contact. Granted, he's only had, fucking 2 small stints in the MLB. But he throws 55% cutter, 4-seamer, sinker. So a type of fastball, not topping out above 91. Yeah, you don't want to be bad at zone. There are some guys in this lineup that are Suzuki isn't, Happ isn't, Tucker isn't. The top 3 are good at zone contact, and this guy's problem has been zone contact. Now, I'm going to check his games. Who did he play up? Angels suck at zone contact, okay? He still gave up fucking 7 runs. Then the Twins, they're good. He only gave up 1. Cleveland,
6 and 2 thirds. That was that home start.
Tampa, they're middle of the pack. So he's been all right.
Mm-hmm. He just came off, my thought process was he kind of came in there, just recalled back from AAA 2 weeks ago. Gets out there, decent start, 2 runs, 6 hits, 6 innings, no decision against the Guardians. Comes back out there against the Twins, who sucked at that point. And now there's a little bit of tape on this guy, and he got busted up this last game. So we're going to see if he can. I also think that the spot that's, how do you quantify it, is you just played a battle against the Philadelphia Phillies. You went after those games. You used your bullpen pieces. You were out there looking to get those wins. and they were low scoring games. So they deserved to go out there and 1-0, 1-0, 2-1. They're just physical, grueling battles out there. And I think sometimes you pick your head up, you take that collective exhale, and I think today's that day where they're throwing Walter to get fucking smacked. But we'll see.
Abreu is going to be not available. Hader will be available. Something I got to check, though, is he didn't pitch yesterday. Did he pitch back-to-back the day before? Because then they're not going to pitch him 4 in 3 days. It's just stuff I've learned from Houston throughout the year while listening to games. They won't do that with Abreu, hence why he didn't pitch in the second game. It would have been 3 times in the last 4 days. They're not trying to burn their guys out. So Abreu is for sure burnt, and Hader is a question mark right now. So they may be without the back end of their pin.
Yeah, I think that's exploitable offer. I think good price tag, too. Overreaction to what just happened against that Phillies club. Like I said, these guys, they find those spots that they want to go after it and get it. And that's a big one if you've got divisional tiebreakers and you're looking at common opponents. Big spot to be out there taking advantage of that Philadelphia Phillies club. Maybe it was a little bit of vulnerability because they didn't have, Bryce Harper, but I'll discount that. I don't think so. I think they went out there. They gave everything they had. They took it.
They just ran into some good pitching, bro.
And now they're a little
good
gassed.
pitching.
Now, and then at the same time, the same thing can be said for the Phillies, that they just got beat up. This is that spot where they come out. It's a step down in class, and that step down in class is going to be enough, I think, for them to pick up that win.
Another thing to talk about. I'm not a guy who bets a lot of. I don't bet any sides and totals. Rarely, if I do, it's the pitcher for the win. But that's a spot. Oh fuck, I'm high. What were we talking about? Fuck. What game were we talking about?
The Phillies and Houston.
Okay. These are 2 letdown spots if they were any for letdown spots. I talked about it earlier. That was a playoff type atmosphere, playoff type games. This is a 162 game season. This is the day where, if any, they're gonna relax. They come back down to earth, and it may be a Cubs spot. As sounds crazy as it fucking sounds, but yeah. Appreciate you guys as always. So far I have no action in. I'm looking to take the Rangers team total under. I will not fuck with Evaldi. He pitched 0 rehab games, 50 pitch fucking bullpen to get ready for today. You got to show me you're ready. And his K prop says he's going for sure 5. I don't know if he's going 5 today, so definitely not backing Evaldi. I think Gilbert shoves. Just don't know if the strikeouts are going to be there. Cease and Kelly's strikeouts are going to be unders for me. Just don't sure if I bet them because I fucking hate them. And I think May is either under or dead the fuck spot on. So at all these plus monies to the unders, I might as well as just fucking shoot my shot, right? Like, shoot. But yeah, Mike, let them know what you got going on, where they can find you.
Respect, man. Great stuff. Anytime you need me to come in and pinch hit, talk some hitting props, I'll do just that. So shout out to you guys all watching here today. Hey, 6 p.m. free gaming. We're bringing our guy in from behind the counter at the Superbook in Las Vegas. Andrew Babacutis is going to talk to us about the big UFC pay-per-view event for Saturday. We're loaded up, man. We've had 7 winning days in a row on pre-gaming. So we're going for day number 8 tonight. I think we're up like 8.5, 9 units this week as well. So we're grinders, man. We're prospectors. Came back after a day off yesterday. There was only 1 baseball game. There was no need to divulge anybody's time in that process. So fresh, ready to attack, and I hope to see you guys there 6 p.m., man. Thank you, Sharpie. Appreciate you,
God, that one game was wonderful, though.
Yeah, I had some match action in my back pocket. It was a nice little plus money score I picked up on that thing, too.
Appreciate you all for tuning in. Smash a like if you haven't. Hit the subscribe button to both these channels. And may God bless our action.